I was really looking forward to this episode with Annie. She's got a great vibe about her, real infectious personality. And she's worked on some really cool projects in the last year. At the time we recorded this, her Rinse FM residency had not yet been announced. So if you are watching this and you want to check out more of Annie's vibes, she's on Rinse FM the first Monday of every month, 11 a.m. till midday. When she's not laying down Rinse FM, she's got a successful club night in Dalston called Night Dreams. Check that out. And we talk about everything in this episode, you know, from her upbringing, you know, to some of the success she's had with Night Dreams, to some of the acts that she supported in the last year. Really cool episode, was a lot of fun. I'm hoping you guys enjoy this one. We had to cut the DJ segment a little short, but I'm hoping in the future me and Annie will collaborate again on another mix. Cool, hope you enjoy this one. Cool. So Annie, how you doing?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good? Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for inviting us into your home today.
Welcome.
Yeah? No, it's good vibes, man. It's good vibes. I'm looking forward to today's episode a lot.
Good.
I think you've got some interesting selections.
Okay.
Obviously we've got a sort of personal relationship, so I think there's a good vibe there.
Good vibes.
And yeah, I'm interested to learn a little bit more about you, to be honest, because obviously I know a little bit, but I want to dive into some more stuff.
Let's do it.
Yeah? So talk to me a little bit about your background and where you're from.
So I was born in South Korea, and then when I was 6, my family, we moved to Toronto, and then I moved here about 10 years ago.
Okay. And which one do you prefer, Toronto or London?
London, definitely.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I associate Toronto with being a kid and like being a teenager. So even when I go back, you know, when you go into like families' homes and stuff, like for like holidays and stuff, you always revert back to the roles in the household.
Yeah.
So I feel like whenever I go to Toronto, I just feel like a kid, even though I'm a grown-ass woman. And yeah. No, but I do love going back. I'm going back for the first time in a couple of years, so I'm excited to see. And I think Toronto's actually really grown since I've been away. So everyone's like, oh, it must be sick. And I'm like, it was cool when I left, but I think it's cooler now, I guess.
Yeah. There seems to be a lot of like music and culture
a lot of
coming
music
out
coming out, yeah.
Toronto. Do you remember any of that, like when you were there, like it having a scene and stuff?
Again, I was so much younger, and at that point, I was so dead set on moving to London.
Yeah.
Because I've wanted to move to London for my whole life, I think.
Yeah.
So
what's the pull to London? What's that about?
I honestly think it was the Spice Girls. Like, I'm not even joking. Like I swear, like Spice Girls, the film Spice World, and I was like, that's it.
Swear down.
Like, I feel a connection. That is the one. But I don't know. I just always did. Yeah. And then when I was growing up, always listened to like, that's when like indie rock was like really big. I remember being like 14, 15 and like Arctic Monkeys and Block Party and like all those like bands like that. They were coming out of the UK, and I was just like dead set on those acts because I've always just wanted to come here. So I wasn't really paying attention that much to music that was kind of local, I guess. Yeah.
So you've always had quite eclectic tastes. I
guess so. Just always had to be like different.
Yeah. Because a lot of your selections on the playlist was actually like quite soulful.
But also I think that because when I was putting that together, that's kind of just the vibe I was feeling this week as well.
Does it chop and change like your selections quite a lot?
Yeah, I think so. Because when we were catching up, because I've just been working nonstop for pretty much since the summer. This week's kind of like the first week I've had some time to chill and not be manic and actually take some time to listen to music, because I guess so much when you're preparing for gigs and mixes and stuff, you kind of don't have a chance to listen to what you want to listen to or something that's not gonna be played out. And then so I was making it and I was just chilling. I was listening to chill stuff. Vibey.
What's your process for like discovering new music? Like, is there certain pockets that you sort of dive into?
Again, I think it depends if I'm preparing for a certain gig. I kind of the process kind of starts differently, I suppose. I don't really, how do I do it? Just I listen to radio, kind of start there. Also, you know, when I go, if I'm not playing out, then I'll go to see my friends play. So if I like a track that they play, I'm like, that's mine, thank you. No, I mean, we just kind of like share stuff, and then...
Do you steal USBs, or is it a Shazam thing?
I just ask them and take a picture.
I feel you. So you were talking about radio just then. I sort of got the vibe from your selection that you're into selection.
I am into selection. Love selection.
That was not premeditated, by the way. That was just
it actually says right there.
In capitals,
Yeah, I love selection.
Yeah.
And I got to support Joe K earlier this year.
Amazing.
Which was actually insane.
Yeah.
That's like the dawn.
Yeah. The
and he was like,
yeah,
I listened to your mix, it's sick. I was like, excuse me. Okay. I didn't quite hear that. Can you say that again? Yeah, that was really cool. And it was just nice to have like, to go to, and it was at Village Underground. It was sold out.
Yeah.
And he had some sick artists performing, and my friend Complexion, who's a sick DJ, who actually brought me into that show, he was playing as well. And it was just nice to kind of go out, and it went till like 3 or 4 in the morning. It was like a Friday night, I think. And it was just nice to go to a club night that wasn't all the same stuff. Like it was, you know, obviously big tunes and stuff as well, like this year, but you know, there were some edits in there that you don't normally get to hear out, which you did. Yeah. In
terms, touching on some of the edit stuff, do you do a lot of your own edits? Is there stuff that you flip?
I'm going to. Yeah, but I'm just kind of playing around. I think I'm still trying to figure out my take on it, because there's so many producers and DJs already doing it that I just like, I'm almost intimidated to kind of touch. So I kind of want to figure out how I would do it differently.
You want to find your own spin and stuff. I get that. Cool. I know what you mean about the production thing and being like intimidated about certain things, because sometimes I know, like as myself, even as a DJ, like I've sort of gone into production a little bit as well, and I've always wanted to do like edits and stuff. I'm kind of like, bruh, where do I start, man? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the night that you throw, Night Dreams. I'm yet to attend, but
it's been a year.
It's been a year since I got my first invitation.
It's been like 12 since then.
Yeah. But I'm gonna come, I promise.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about like kind of like the idea about it, like the inception and some of the goals you've got for
Inception.
Is that the right word? I don't know.
I don't know. Now I'm just thinking about the film.
The film's dope though, but yeah. Night Dreams hit me.
I don't like that film. It's too long.
Oh, you don't like the film?
No. Yeah. Anyway. When did I start it? So I just threw its second birthday in September. But I've somehow had like 26, so I don't really know how the math works out then. But it's celebrated its 2-year birthday.
Okay.
And I'm moving it now to Ace Hotel in Shoreditch.
Dope.
So I started 2 years ago, and at the time, and even now still, like there's not that many nights that include kind of, you know, remixes or edits and stuff like that. And especially back then, I wasn't really going out to many nights that had a lot of like trap and grime, but also like R&B and mixed. Basically, I wanted to listen to what I wanted to listen to, and I was just thought there wasn't anything out there at the time, so I decided to throw it myself. The reason why I called it Night Dreams is it's the combination between nightmares and daydreams, which is kind of how I see the music to be in words. So it's like nightmares because it's really like heavy and like the trap and grime and hip hop side of it, and then daydreams is more kind of like the R&B kind of like future sounds kind of aspect of it.
I like that. That's cool.
So it was just kind of basically putting 2 words together, as simple as that. And then and I've been promoting it and DJing it myself, which is kind of actually lonely. Like there's not that many.
A lot of responsibility.
Yeah, and it's not like you don't see that many promoters when there's only one. and they DJ themselves, and it's like, oh, like now that I've done so many, I'm like, that's why, because it's one, really lonely, and like two, it's just more fun when you do it with friends, and it's more ideas and stuff. So I think moving forward, I'm kind of speaking to other promoters as well to kind of do collaborations and kind of put on throw parties together, because I just think it's more fun, and it's a great way to meet people and collaborate and stuff, and that's my favorite part of doing anything creative.
Yeah. I like what I liked the idea about the sort of the darker and the daydream stuff. I wanted to dive into the darker stuff, like the trap and grime stuff, because I know you're into that stuff. There wasn't a lot of it on the playlist, but like talk to me specifically about grime, and then we'll move on to trap. Like, when did you first become aware of like grime or grime
It's
music?
funny because I've been here for a while, but it's very UK centric thing. Just like UK garage. UK garage. But we didn't get that in Toronto. Like it didn't flow over. Maybe more so now, but again, I've been not home for so long, so I don't know what it's like there. But I don't know, I just love it. I just love how dirty it is. Like I don't know, I also kind of see music, it sounds so pretentious, but I see Colors. Sounds like, no I don't, but I see it visually a bit. And I guess like everything you associate, I guess most, like everyone does, but when I listen to music I like see aesthetically what it sounds like and stuff, and do
you do like any art, like visuals or anything, like
so
videos or...
Funnily enough, I came here to study art.
That's the connection then.
So I guess that's why I always kind of associated it together, and whenever I made art and stuff I would always listen to music, and by the end of when I was doing my art degree I was doing more video work, but that was quite a while ago, and I want to kind of go back into working with visuals, just because I think eventually the end goal would be kind of to produce music and also kind of throw parties where the visuals almost is like it goes hand in hand with the actual night. Have you done any VJing? No,
okay. One thing you said about the art stuff that I wanted to ask you, in terms of like was it a degree that you was studying? What was that specifically in, like? Fine art. Okay, and so was the art stuff first or was music first, like? So when I was in Toronto, I went to like a performing arts school since like from the age of 9. Okay. So music and art was always together, but when I was younger, I always wanted to be a pop star. Like, I just thought I could be a pop star. Following in that Spice Girls tradition. But then, like genuinely, I was like, I want to sing and dance. Like, that's what I want to do. Have you done any singing on any music? No, I mean, no. That looked like a yes. No, because I sang in choirs and stuff. And okay, so you can actually sing, like legit? Probably not anymore. What is that, like more sort of classical singing? Or like musical theatre? Well, I always say, no, not musical theatre. I always like sang along to stuff, and then I was in choirs for like classical and all of that. But I wouldn't sing on a track now, no. No? You sure? Well, I started partying, and we could do like a special RoundURS audio drop for this. No, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm gonna swerve that. Okay, cool. Let's talk about. I know you spoke about Joe K. Let's talk about some of the other artists that you supported, because there's some good names in there that I want to talk about. Yeah, I've been really. This year's been great. I got to support some artists that I look up to so much and have loved for ages, and. Yeah, it's such an honor actually to be able to be part of the show, if anything. Should we talk about it? Oh yeah, we can talk about it. When you were saying that in terms of like, some of the artists that like really inspire you, like let's talk about some of the ones you supported, but also just generally some of the artists that like inspire you. I think that's quite an interesting thing to talk about, because like. When we spoke about this before, and like, send me a playlist and I'll go through everything. I actually didn't know what I was going to get in the playlist. Right. I kind of had a rough idea, but... What did you expect
to get?
I guess, you know what? I expected more rap stuff.
Yeah.
Like more, I guess, sort of Kendricks and stuff like that. I thought you were like more into lyricists. I don't even know why.
Yeah.
That was just like the vibe I got.
I also, again, because I listen to music more of kind of like the instrumental aspect of, then I literally know no words. So like I'll be DJing or like I'll go see my friends DJ and everyone's like singing along and I'm literally like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I know the song, I know like the phrasing, I know like the bars and stuff, but I literally the lyrics just.
Yeah. So it is more like sort of melody driven for you, right?
Yeah, it's more melody and I just see like it's more the beats and stuff. It's not. I mean, I should just produce stuff, right?
Yeah, legit. Like that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds like you kind of already got that there. It's just a bit an ability thing. You know what I mean? So let's talk about some of the artists that you supported this year.
Yeah.
Who's the favorite out of all of those guys that you supported?
My favorite. I can't pick favorites.
Or maybe like the
children.
standout gig then.
Well, the like biggest artist would be Khalees. That was. I mean, that's crazy. I remember listening to Tasty when I was 13, developing my sexuality and listening to Milkshake and stuff. So that was surreal.
Yeah.
Who else?
Khalees must have been a cool... Did she do it with a band or was it just like...
She had a DJ and a drummer.
Dope.
So I've never actually seen a setup like that before.
Yeah.
But her newer stuff's quite electronic, so it kind of translated well that way. But she didn't play that many shows when she was here, so I think that's probably why it was more of a stripped back kind of setup.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Joe K, that was amazing. And Village Underground is such a cool venue.
Yeah. I saw you support Leon Bridges as well.
Yeah, that was at Brixton Academy.
I love that song, man. What's it? Bad News?
No, bad good time. It must be good. You know what I mean? No, I know what you mean.
I know I actually did a rap over it and I don't even remember it myself, so it's bad. But wicked song though.
Yeah.
Wicked song.
But that was the biggest venue I played.
Yeah.
It was like 5,000 people.
Is it?
It was like 2 nights.
Yeah.
But I have to get a root canal and I was on a lot of codeine.
Yeah.
So I was spacing out.
Serious.
I mean, it was fine. The set, I'm a professional.
Yeah, of course.
You know? It was good, but yeah, I just remember I wasn't even nervous because I was just in
Not
so
really
much
there.
tooth pain.
Yeah.
So I'll remember that for that. Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's talk about your podcast though, because
Yes.
you do a podcast. I don't know what it's called.
It's called Who the Fuck is Gossip Girl?
I knew it was about Gossip Girls though.
Yeah.
So talk to me about this.
So it's been going on for over a year actually.
Yeah.
And
Who do you do it with?
So I do it 2 of my friends.
Okay.
And one of them, she's a good friend now, but we met because of this podcast.
Serious.
And
Your mutual love for Gossip Girls, yeah.
I wouldn't even say love.
Yeah.
Basically, the concept of it is that, so the guy, his name's Gav, and my other friend is Kate.
Mm-hmm.
Gav's never seen any of it. And me and Kate, we watched it. So we know who Gossip Girl is.
Yeah.
And it's based on like these preteen books that I used to read when I was 12 or whatever. And so we watch every single episode. And there's 7 seasons. So when we decided, we're doing this, and we're doing this once a week.
Yeah.
We're gonna finish like 2020.
Serious.
Like it's actually gonna take. Yeah, we're on season 3 now.
Are you like dedicated to it? Like have you sort of said to everyone, like, listen, we're getting through this like 100%?
Like they have a go at me if I have to move the recording date.
Serious?
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna miss a week. Like it's proper.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and so every week he guesses who he thinks Gossip Girl is. But it's such a ridiculous show that none of it means anything. But it's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love doing it. And we actually have we're getting more listeners every week.
Hello.
And we get
Talk
fan mail and everything.
Fan mail?
Yeah, from the States, from Europe.
Serious?
Yeah. It's like a thing.
Oh, that's dope, man.
You'll have to check it out.
Yeah, no, I'm going to check it out. I was saying to you before, like, I'm like heavily into podcasts and I need to find a new one. So I don't watch a lot of TV though. I don't even, I know, is it on like E4 or something?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, it's on Netflix. See. I don't think anyone watches E4 anymore.
I think because we were watching it, we started it and then it was on Netflix and then we got this when they're about to take something down from Netflix, they give you like a warning.
Yeah.
And they were going to take it down.
Really?
But I think because we started this podcast, they had an influx of viewers. It's still on.
Serious?
We saved it.
Shit, man. Well, that's a RoundURS exclusive, man.
Yeah.
Right here, you heard it first, man. Anio's responsible.
Yeah. It's still on Netflix.
That's dope. That's a dope story.
Yeah. So it's a very good podcast. It's called Who the Fuck is Gossip Girl? It's on iTunes, Acast, and other stuff, I think.
The other platforms that support
Yeah.
podcasts. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I want to come back to Spice Girls because it was
Yes.
one of the...
Oh my god, I can't believe she's the biggest one.
who? Oh, Mel C. Yeah.
But it was a...
Tell the people what we just went over just then.
My friend and I, my friend runs this... she promotes a night called Girl Power, and it's just like pop anthems, like feel good, amazing pop music. And they got asked to DJ before Mel C, and she asked me to play with her, and so we played before her, and then met her, and she was lovely.
Yeah.
And I got a picture with her.
Is it?
We were both wearing Adidas, and I was like, Adidas Hans, like, yay. But she was my favorite. Sporty was my favorite.
Oh, serious?
I was always sporty.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I don't remember, like... I remember Spice Girls coming out with Holla.
Oh no, that was...
I think like out of all their songs though, that was probably the best song, no?
I had this exact argument with someone last week. I'm not even joking.
Serious?
I hear Holler and I'm like, that's when... Because that's when Jerry had left. That was her first single.
Oh, was it? That
Jerry
was when they were 4. I actually thought they
four.
were like still 5 then. Obviously, my
Clearly,
knowledge.
they clearly didn't run your life. So.
Yeah, no, my knowledge. I was talking about 5. I was actually into 5. I remember like 5, the boy band or whatever. Yeah, because I remember there used to be like one mixed race boy in that, and I remember used to get like the same like little indent haircut as him. I was like, I'm him.
I feel you.
Yeah.
There's no Asian people in
Well,
music.
I was thinking like when you was like idolizing the Spice
one.
Girl, were you like kind of like thinking of yourself as a sixth member of the Spice Girls? Because
No,
you could
I was,
like lock
7.
down that whole demographic though.
Oh right, I see.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't tell many people. I'm not ashamed, but it
Here we
just
go.
doesn't come up. But I actually auditioned to be part of a K-pop girl band.
Serious.
Didn't get it, obviously.
So what was the concept? What was the...
No, they were just... So if you don't know much about K-pop, K-pop is huge, and there's entertainment companies that basically groom young entertainers and then put them into groups and stuff, and they become wildly successful, blah, blah, blah. So they were just auditioning people.
Yeah.
And I auditioned. I sang Christina Aguilera.
Can you
Beautiful.
dance? Can you like do the whole...
I used to take hip-hop dance.
Do you know what? I was getting that vibe. Like when you started going into all this, I'm thinking like, I need to have some moves.
I think, I have a groove.
Yeah?
But I don't really dance like that anymore.
No. Part of those days. The darker days.
No, just when you break out in like synchronized dance.
Yeah, I hear you.
Like in the club?
Like, would you teach like a lesson or anything like that?
I don't think I'm good enough to teach.
Oh, serious?
I can't pass down.
No, can't pass down any of that. Those gems.
No.
Them shoulder locks.
No.
No.
It's more like vibey now, isn't it?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
and like I get like the music you play as well is like more sort of bouncy vibey. Do you know what I mean? I know we've spoken about some of that, like the guys you've supported, and I know like some of those experiences like mean a lot to you. But who are the artists that are like really like inspiring you at the moment?
My favorite producer, and he has been for a while, and he still is Kate Trinata.
Yeah.
Like he's just so consistent, and I feel like he's so good at what he does. You can, or at least I can just recognize a Kate Trinata beat like anywhere. And I'm sure a lot of people who are into that, like future sounds and like edits and stuff, agree. I don't know. I just love him. He's literally what I would aspire to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw him recently when he played in London. It was just so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a really good mix of kind of putting like a dancey kind of I don't want to say vibe, but that kind of energy into more of like an R&B sound.
Yeah, like that sort of juxtaposition.
Yeah,
of like,
but then it's perfect to play out.
Yeah, no, like I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm an expert on his catalog, but the stuff that I have heard on Selection has been wicked, man. Like I do love that future sound stuff that Selection been pumping, man. But yeah, like also one thing in your playlist, there was a lot of soul elements to it. Like kind of like Sunday chill vibes. Is that like the Tiana Taylor track?
Yeah,
I
love that album.
Yeah, do you know what? I really like that album as well. I really, really liked it. I wasn't actually aware of too much of her like previous catalogue.
Yeah.
And I actually just caught it because I think it was that You're Gonna Love Me song.
I can't remember which one I put in.
No, you put in another song. I can't remember which one you put in. I remember the one that I put in that I can't actually remember the title to. So, but yeah, like I think she had a dope album, man. But yeah,
like, this album, I think, also as a DJ, when I'm like, as I said before, you're kind of like picking tracks out and stuff. But that album, I can kind of listen to like start to finish, and I find that a luxury these days.
Yeah, for
especially
real.
I'm listening to podcasts. I'm listening to my podcast.
Yeah.
And then, when you have that like 40 minutes to kind of go start to finish. But hers, like, definitely.
You just let it play.
I just let it play.
What was the last artist whose album you just let it play apart from hers?
I think Earl Sweatshirt just put out.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's like some rap music or something.
Yeah.
Another rap album or something like that.
Yeah,
I listened to that in full.
Yeah.
But that's also it's kind of like the same, kind of like chill.
Are you like a fan of like that sort of more sort of laid back vibe, chilled vibe? I get that.
I think
feeling
because
from the
in like contrast to, because if I'm going, I don't know, it depends, because my mood is so dependent on the music I'm listening to. So if I'm having a bad day and I just want to cry, like I'll just put on sad music. Spice Girls, and then I just remember the time when Jerry left, and it just comes screaming back to me. But then, if I want to, I think if I'm going to meet a friend, I'll like listen to something chill. If I'm going to a club set, then I'll listen to like clubby, hype, more upbeat stuff.
So for the mix, are you feeling more like a sort of a chilled vibe?
Chill, I think.
All right, cool. I think we should do on a little chill. I've got some nice chill stuff to match your chill stuff. So we'll keep it chilled. Yeah. I haven't really done a chilled mix yet either. So
I think it's very underrated.
Yeah, man. I think like also like the RoundURS thing, I think it works quite well on a Sunday.
Yeah.
If there was any day of the week that it would fall on, it would be a Sunday. Do you know what I mean? So
I just got RoundURS.
What do you mean?
Like round their house.
On that note, let's go to the mix.